guys, welcome back to another video. I thought I'd bring you my eBay sales. These are not all of my eBay sales, but these are just some of the better ones, and these are from two stores. Most of the hard goods are from my first store, and then the fashion others are from my niched store. This is a Cutty Sark mug. This sold for $16.99, and normally I would price these at, and I had this one priced actually a little high. I think it was for over $30, and I have sold two very similar mugs with the same type of Cutty Sark motif there for over $50. Now this did sell on the global shipping program, so I'm sure the buyer actually wound up paying about $30 for it. But anyway, I'm only into it for about 50 cents. I never pay more than $2 for a mug. These are some really cool shoes that I recognized as quality when I saw them. This is a Haflinger. This is made in Germany. It's 100% felted wool, and I could tell by the construction and the quality of the shoe that it was probably a desirable brand, and sure enough, it did sell for over $40. And I picked these up at the Goodwill. I normally don't pay over $6 for shoes. The average price I would say that I pay for shoes is maybe $5 to $6 because I do get a discount. And the Goodwill that I like to frequent for shoes has really, really good prices, much better than my neighborhood Goodwill. But you really just have to shop around. Some Goodwills are a little bit more expensive than others. But anyway, that is a German-made brand. Haflinger is the name of it. So keep that in mind when you're out shopping for shoes to flip. All right, this is a snapback. I did show you this in one of my mashup videos where I was showing shipping. I sold that for $19.99. And I believe I did do free shipping on this one. One thing you want to keep in mind with your snapback hats is to be sure and show all angles, be really specific with it. People are particular about whether it's actually Velcro or a true snapback. They also want to know how it fits on the top or how it's cut. So that's all important. Okay, this is an Ellie or Ali Tahari jacket. Really pretty wool blend jacket. And that sold for $19.99. I did get that at a half price sale. I believe I wound up paying about $4 for it. They normally don't put their clothes half off, but maybe once every 6 months. So I really lucked out on this one. A very pretty charcoal color. I also didn't even put a blouse with it, but I blended it there, or rather I styled it there with two really pretty statement piece necklaces. So I thought it looked nice and set it off. Okay, I think I've mentioned to you guys before to keep an eye out for modest dressing, for vintage dresses for girls. There is definitely a surge in people wanting their girls, their young daughters, to dress like young girls and not women. And so these are very, very popular. This was actually a vintage dress that sold for $9, and I did have a sale, so I had it a little bit higher, but I did run a sale on this. This is a really pretty necklace, very heavy. I mean, I really thought this was gold when I first saw it. But it was not magnetized, but it's that heavy and that pretty and shining, and it's that really rich gold. That sold for a best offer of $34. I believe I had it for about $50. Here's some sterling silver earrings that I sold for $20. Mother of pearl inlaid as well, and I don't think I paid over maybe $4 for these. They weren't very big either. They're pretty small, and I don't clean the sterling at all, pretty much. I really try to leave that up to the buyer. You'll see here in the back that it's got a rich patina, because especially when it's inlaid work or any kind of intricate detail, if you wipe off that patina, you really are messing with kind of the aesthetic of it. So I kind of tend to leave it that way, just the way it is. Okay, back to some clothing. Oh, this is Foxcroft. This is a brand that's been mentioned by quite a few people that it is a good selling brand. That sold for $10. Again, because I had a clearance sale, I was just glad to get rid of the inventory that I've already had probably a year. Some of this stuff has been listed for a year, so I don't mind cutting prices when I know it's going to move. Again, there's the brand, there's the label there. This is kind of a career style of. Okay, now on to some jewelry. This actually came out of a jewelry bag or jewelry jar, so to speak. They came in the box. They were really pretty, very fancy, very pretty. I guess some people would call it gaudy, but they do sell. These sold for $37, so I believe they wound up costing me I don't know, maybe 50 cents or a quarter. There was a few things that were sold from that bag, so definitely made my money back on those jewelry jars, jewelry bags. Sometimes they're in bags, as you know. Topaz color, very, very nice. And okay, here is a ribbed tank that I sold for a little over $13, and that is by Zara. That was kind of a cream. It reminded me of Neapolitan ice cream. I did wear that a couple of times. I liked it quite a bit, but when it was called to sell, I sold it. Okay. And then here is something that sold for $24.99. I bought this. This is a petticoat. I bought this for $4. I actually bought two, and both of them were tagged and new. My daughter actually kept one for her Renaissance costume because she's working at the Renaissance Festival. So I was glad I still had another one because they finally sold as well. They've been on and off of eBay for about a year as well. But oh, and then I managed to get $7.20 as well. I don't know how that happens sometimes, guys. If that ever happens to you without you even knowing that you're charging shipping and you wind up and it's always $7.20. All right, guys, on to a fabulous find at an estate sale. I asked if they had any clothes and they led me to the garage. They didn't even have them out. I bought this coat for $2 and it sold for over 65, I believe $65.99. It does have a genuine fur collar there. It is boucle wool, 100%. Beautiful mid-century style with the oversized buttons and the sort of a, not quite a swing, but definitely sort of an A-line cut. And yeah, I was ecstatic to find that coat. I also found another coat that I'll show you in just a minute that also sold. But oh, another thing to keep in mind, guys, some people say don't use the word vintage anymore. Now the key buzzword is mid-century, so just remember that. All right, here is a kawaii style shirt. Now I say it's kawaii because of the brand. It's kind of a sailor shirt. It's got little strawberries. That sold for $13. And that was new with tags. I believe actually had sold this twice, but there was a non-paying bidder. So then I just left it up there and it sold again. And I had it for about 20, I believe, but like I said, I've been clearing things out and really slashing prices. And well, there's the brand there. It is a Japanese company, but it is made in China. So that's kind of where I got the idea to use the word kawaii and all of that type of style. Okay, here is a sort of a tunic, velveteen taquedos. I had actually bought this for myself 2 years ago, and I wore it, and I loved it, and I got tired of it, so I sold it, and that sold, I believe, for $19. And yeah, or maybe it was less. No, $13. There it is, $13.19. Sorry about that. Getting a little mixed up here with my things. But yeah, there was a really pretty blouse, rich colors on there. I really liked it. But you get tired of things in the closet and you sell them. All right, this is a fabulous pair of Lucchese. These were small though. They were a women's 5.5. I picked these up at a garage sale. I showed them to you in a haul. They sold for $50. I did pay shipping, but shipping was only close to $8. It wasn't too bad because they were small boots. But I told you the story about the lady that would not budge when another girl was trying to haggle with her about a pair of shoes that were actually not even leather. I think she wanted them for $5 and they were $7, and here she was letting go of these fabulous Lucchese boots that always garner good money on eBay and the like. So there's the label there. I hope you can see it. Oh, it might not come out. It's usually in script and it's Lucchese. There it is. It's an Italian brand, or it's actually made here in Texas, but the original founders were Italian. All right, and then here is a t-shirt that I sold for $14.73. Picked this up for about $1 at a charity shop. I showed it to you also in a haul. This was true vintage. I mean, you could see that it was a vintage brand on the label, and then the artist was actually signed his work there. So that is a British car. I think it even said 1973 on it, so I'm sure it was referring to the car and everything. So yeah. Okay, and then I sold some Hawaiian shirts. I picked these Hawaiian shirts up really cheap one day. I think most of them were about $2. And this one sold for $21.50. This was made in Hawaii. A good selling point with this shirt is that it was a very large size. It was actually a 4X. And like I said, this is a pretty good buy when you can get them as cheap as $2, because I normally wind up paying about $4 for Hawaiian shirts, $3 to $4, and that's usually my price point for clothes is $3 to $4, and I try to stay in the $3 range too, because I never know whether I'm going to have to clear it out for $10 or whether I'm going to really make some money. This one sold for $15. This is a pair of sort of culottes, I guess you could call them, kind of a what do you call it, a swim cover up. These were slacks for kids, and I think this was like a girl size 10, so it wasn't very much to ship it as well. And I really like the colors on that, kind of Lily Pulitzer like. Here's some vintage denim jean shorts that sold for, I believe, $14.50, or well, $16. There it is, $16.74. This was by the designer or artist Jerry Lee, I think is the name on there. They were just a burgundy color. I think they were a size 10 juniors, and there it is there with their little 90s garb. So that, and I have a sweatshirt with that same artist on it. I haven't moved it yet though. And here's the label, made in the USA. Again, these were vintage 90s. Also, I've mentioned to you guys about selling the modest clothing. I think I just showed another dress that sold. Here is one that's really pretty. It's by, I believe, Sylvia White. And this one was still tagged and still new with tags, basically dead stock. So I got $40 for this one. This one was really, really pretty. And this is a larger girl size, I believe. This was a size 12 to 14 or something like that. Really, really pretty. And yeah, so I never hesitate to look in the vintage area of my charity shop. They usually have these there, or during the special occasions that come up. Like right now during Christmas, they're going to have a special section of Christmas dresses. During Easter, they had some, so that's when I go out and look for them there. And occasionally they also put them on sale, so I got really, really good prices for those as well. Or I bought them for a good price. Here's another item that I sold. This is a junior's dress, and I believe I sold this one for $10 maybe, not very much. But again, with that clearance sale, I'm just glad to make room so I can buy new stock and they don't get, shelfware. Your clothing really does get shelfware, so I don't mind clearing things out at all. I think it's always a good idea to do that. And here's the label there. Bailey Blue, I believe is the name of it. It's a cute little skater skirt dress. I really like that. Okay, and then coming up, I sold this shirt. This is a Guess. This is a sheer Guess blouse, and I believe that sold for $13 as well. No, well, there it is, $14.99. Sorry about that. Yeah, that sold for $14.99, and I have another Betsy Johnson that just sold that's very similar to that as well. Pick those sheer shirts up. They really do sell, guys. All right. And then I also sold. All right, guys. Another thing I sold was this 100% linen shirt. This is a 1X. It is the plus sizes. When you pick up those plus sizes, make sure that they are really pretty and stylish. I think that really sells it more so than just a plain old t-shirt or a floral thing or something. Women are really looking to dress nicely no matter what size they are. So I always keep that in mind when I resell the plus sizes. I don't recall the brand. I think it was Linden. Okay, and then here's some retail arbitrage. I picked this up at Nordstrom Rack for about $4 to $6. I picked up a lot of dresses. I didn't pay over $10 for any of them, and this one sold for $20.99. It was a really short mini dress, kind of backless or very low back. It was 100% silk, and then it's embossed with a velvet. So really, really pretty piece there. I do have a few other pieces that are listed from that Nordstrom Rack. Here's the other coat that I picked up for $2. When I asked where the clothes at the estate sale, they directed me to the garage. They said everything in here is $1 except the coats are $2. This one, beautiful wool, sold for $40. Those are my sales, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please come back again. Join me live on Saturdays, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.